Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. I am super pumped you're here today because we're unpacking something absolutely crucial for anyone building in the tech space right now, especially if you're laser-focused on optimizing developer workflows or launching AI products. We've got some fascinating new analysis that completely flips a very common assumption about how we interact with our users.
It's a really simple question, right? Can support tickets actually build relationships? Now, if you're a founder, maybe an indie dev, or you're deep in the weeds building an AI tool, your gut reaction might be, well, yeah, for sure. Direct access to our team builds loyalty. It's a widely held myth that using your customer support queue as a primary growth and rapport-building engine is this smart, scrappy way to win over users. But today, we're going to completely debunk that. We're going to look at exactly why this approach doesn't just fail, it actively damages customer trust.
Don't worry, we've got a highly structured roadmap to solve this exact problem. First, we'll hit the support relationship myth, then why mixed contexts fail, followed by the AI builder's dilemma. And finally, we'll get into architecting the fix.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the support relationship myth.
Let's kick things off with a real-world failure. Back on July 3, 2026, Dustin Block, the founder of Castro Podcasts, put out this highly transparent postmortem. He broke down a massive strategic misstep his team made. Basically, they tried to use customer support as their main channel for building customer relationships. And, well, it was a complete failure. Why? Because injecting commercial messaging and relationship-building prompts into a system designed purely for triage actually frustrated their users. It caused friction and severely damaged the rapport they were trying to build.
The original analysis hits the nail on the head with this fantastic analogy. Using them for relationship building is like using a wrench to drive a nail. Support queues just do not have the scaffolding for relationship building. Think about it. There's no structured onboarding flow in a support ticket. You don't have personalized long-term follow-ups, and context retention is virtually zero. The tool is optimized for a totally different job, and forcing it to perform outside its design pretty much guarantees inefficiency.
Which brings us to part 2, why mixed contexts fail. Let's look at the underlying psychology of why this happens so predictably.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast in mindsets. On one side, you have the support context. This operates purely on a problem and solution access. The user is there because they need speed, problem-solving, and triage. Something is actively blocking their workflow. On the flip side, you have the commercial context, which is strictly about negotiation, growth, and building rapport. These are two completely incompatible mindsets. You can't run them both in the exact same moment.
When you mix them, you instantly create cognitive dissonance for your user. Picture this. A customer reaches out because an API is broken. They're stressed. If your response includes, say, a pricing discussion or a friendly little prompt about upgrading, you've just shifted the interaction from assistance to negotiation. You're delaying their technical fix. And even worse, you're unintentionally training them to view your support queue as a sales channel. The channel stops being a reliable utility, and trust goes right out the window.
Moving to Section 3, the AI builder's dilemma. Now, this misalignment is a severe vulnerability if you're building AI or developer tools.
AI tools and developer platforms operate at breakneck speeds. Just think about the daily reality of your users. They're constantly hitting weird edge cases, battling API rate limits, and wrestling with strict context window constraints. When an AI agent returns a malformed, unexpected output, that developer needs a fast fix. They need reproducible examples. They need crystal clear error messages. They absolutely do not want conversational rapport.
So when you saturate an already chaotic technical triage queue with relationship-building efforts, you cause a massive spike in your MTTR, your mean time to resolution. Technical users care about speed and accuracy above literally everything else. When you inject latency and ambiguity into their support experience, you aren't building loyalty. You are actively accelerating churn.
There's also a massive internal danger here. Product blind spots. When your support queue starts handling commercial queries, your products team completely loses visibility. Genuine pricing objections get buried inside technical tickets. Awesome feature requests get tangled up with bug reports. Suddenly, your engineering cycles are being noisily diverted away from core platform improvements just to answer commercial questions that your sales or onboarding flows should be handling automatically.
All right, Section 4, architecting the fix. So the crucial point is, how do we actually rebuild this workflow to separate these contexts and deliver a highly structured, actionable solution?
The fix requires some serious architectural separation. Here are 5 non-negotiable adjustments you have got to make to restore your channel efficiency. 1. Isolate support from all commercial messaging. 2. Implement proactive documentation. 3. Set up automated ticket routing. 4. Track the right metrics. And 5. Separate founder access from routine support queues. Let's fire through a few of the most impactful ones right now.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of the opportunity here. By investing heavily in searchable, highly versioned documentation, teams can actually deflect roughly 60 to 80% of support tickets entirely. If you're building an AI tool, this means documenting your context limits, your rate limits, and your expected output formats right up front. If a developer can just grab the error code from your docs, they never even enter your queue in the first place.
Next up is automated ticket routing. You absolutely have to use keyword detection and intent classification to route tickets the second they come in. Technical issues, straight to engineering. Access issues, over to account management. Pricing questions, route those to sales. Doing this manually just introduces delays and channel confusion. Automation guarantees the user gets the right context from the correct team right away.
You also need to make sure you're tracking the right metrics, and you must explicitly separate them from your marketing dashboards. Support efficiency is measured by first response time, mean time to resolution, and your ticket deflection rate. That's it. You need to drop metrics like open rates, click-through rates, and engagement metrics from your support evaluations completely. Those belong strictly to marketing and onboarding workflows. Finally, we have to rethink founder access. Indie devs and startup teams really need to stop assuming that having the founder directly answer a basic support ticket builds loyalty. It just doesn't scale, and it severely slows down your triage. Reserve direct founder or engineering access for critical escalations or major enterprise contracts. Your routine relationship building, that should be happening in your community channels, on public roadmaps, or during scheduled office hours.
We've covered a ton of ground today on why the tools we use for triage are fundamentally broken when we try to use them for rapport. I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to reflect on regarding your own internal operations. Take a hard look at your ticketing system today. Is pricing flowing through your queue? If it is, you're already experiencing the exact friction we just talked about. It might be time to restructure those workflows. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.